This is love, love that only gets better. There is nothing sweeter than my love.
Hi guys, I'm David Campos and welcome to my studio. When I was 13 years old and I started composing in my dad's studio, in those days in the early 90s, we had an Atari 1040 ST, and I was amazed because it was a whole megabyte of RAM. I mean, imagine that, 1 megabyte of RAM. And I felt like the big man in the block because we had a 30 megabyte hard drive. And that was just the beginning days when computers were starting to come into music. You know, we used to record everything on tape, multi-track. We had these huge mammoth desks, and when computers started to come in, the computer was just this little thing in the corner of the studio, and it was very complicated. The way it used to work was that Atari 1040 ST had a black and white screen, and we could send messages out of that computer to the external synthesizers, and we could trigger notes. And it was very difficult to make it work, and it was very hard to get good results. But we pushed through, and that was how things started when technology and computers started to come to music. Since then, we've had a digital revolution. These days, music has changed substantially. These days, we work completely and almost exclusively on computers. Not only do we trigger synthesizers, these days we record vocals, we record guitars, we program virtual synthesizers, we work with all kinds of awesome software, and never before has it been so easy. You know, in the old days, in the late 80s, early 90s, even up to the early 2000s, just to start composing and making music, you had to be a bit of a genius and have a lot of money just to get the gear to work before you could actually compose. And that it created a bit of an unlevel playing field. You know, the barrier to entry was so difficult. But now today, we are basically sitting in a place never before in history. You guys don't know how good you've got it, but essentially, if you look at a guy like Timbaland or Drake or Pharrell, one of these great producers, when they sit down today to make a beat or a song on their DAW, which stands for Digital Audio Workstation, using their virtual instruments. And if I sit down at my digital audio workstation with my virtual instruments, I'm essentially starting from a level playing field. We have the same gear, we got the same tools. No longer is money a problem because it's so much cheaper than it used to be, and no longer is technology or opportunity to write good music a problem. So now if we are sitting today in a level playing field and everybody has the same opportunities and the same starting point, what makes a difference from one producer to the next, from a good producer to a mediocre or a bad producer? And it is skill and knowledge. These days, the gear and the technology is no longer an excuse. It now comes down to what do you know inside your head. Now, I'm fortunate that I've gone through this whole process of learning and being part of the revolution, the digital revolution. It's taken me 25 years of making music to really get the knowledge, the experience, and the know-how, how to kind of hone my senses and to know how to make awesome music and make a living making music every single day. It's skill that is the key ingredient that you need. It's experience that you need. So what I'm going to do today is I've decided to give you guys a 4-part crash course. You're going to see me working in a digital audio workstation. You're going to see me working with virtual instruments. I'll teach you all about velocity and quantize, and I'm going to compose a song from scratch all the way to the end where we will do arranging and finishing off of the song. So stay tuned. Let's get into the first lesson. Let's get started, guys. I'm excited. Today is an awesome day. It's a day that I'm sure you're going to have a whole lot of aha moments. A lot of stuff's going to come together, and it's going to help to reinforce those concepts. So let's start. I've got a blank session over here. I'm going to compose a song from scratch now. So let's compose. Let's start by creating a whole lot of instruments. I'm going to create, let's say, 10 software instruments. So we've got a whole bunch here. And I've got a Steinway grand piano here ready. I've already found my chord structure. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to start from the chords. I've already written a chord structure, which I'll play for you now. And we are going to build a song based on a chord structure. So let's first start with the tempo. I see it's 120 here. I'm going to make it 125. Just hear that. That's good. That's up tempo. What I'm trying to achieve here is I want to have a kind of a dance pop upbeat song. So that's what I'm looking for. So 125 is a good tempo for that. Let me play my chord structure. Okay, so pretty simple. That's F major 7, going to G major, and then E minor 7, going to F. So that would be 4, 5, 3, 4. Now, that's the chord structure we're going to work with. I think to start, what I'd like to do with that is I'm not going to use the piano. I want to use a different sound, like maybe a pad, like a synth pad or something. So let's load up an instrument. Let's go to Massive. Now, Native Instruments make awesome sounds, as I've said before. Let's go to Massive. It's one of my favorite synths. I've got many of them. Let's go to Browser and we'll select synth pad so we know what kinds of sounds we're looking for. Let's try some sounds. Heavy. Okay, that sounds good. Let's try that. It's got a beautiful sustain. It kind of holds. So I'm not going to hold the chord too long. Like that. Let's try that. Let's record that. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let's start by zooming in. Let's start by cleaning this up. We can see that it's starting on bar 0, which is wrong. It should start over there. So first thing we do, let's quantize. Let's put it on 16. So we'll go 16th note. Let's have a look at it. And let's move the cycle. Let me just zoom in a bit more spacious there. You can see the cycle starting on bar 0. It should start on bar 1. So we move the mouse until it gets that square shape and we drag it there. And now it is exactly 1, 2, 3, 4 bars long, and we can loop that by pushing L, and I can see it's holding too long there. Let's get these all the same length, double click it, and this event will open up over there, and then we just drag one and we hold Alt and Shift, and they'll all change to the same length. And I think they should be the same velocity as well. You know, the louder the velocity, the harder you've hit it. But I think all the notes should be equal volume. So I'm going to take all the velocity differences out by making them all the same. And again, hit Alt Shift. So 39, 41, there, they're all the same. Bit louder. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I feel like it could be a little bit brighter. I'm going to open up this one. This is the extra smart control. So let's listen to that. You can put a bit brighter. Okay, that's sounding good. Let's just double check the timings. That's wrong. This should be on that note there. Okay. Let's zoom out again. You know, I'm hearing something now. I'm hearing like a string. What would go nice with this is like maybe like a staccato viola or something. Let's have a look here. I know in Logic there's a very nice one. Orchestral strings. Viola section legato. Let's try that. Not legato, sorry. Staccato. You know the difference between legato and staccato with strings. Legato is like they're like long notes that join each other. Staccato is like bum bum bum. Listen. They're short little notes, and legato are like long notes that join each other. So I think that's right. That's what I want. Okay, so I've got this idea. I'm hearing like some reverb on that, just to give me more of a feeling. Let me try and play around here. I think I've got it. Let me record that. I've got an idea. Okay, so that's my loop. Let's zoom in. Okay, let's quantize. First thing, quantize off, and let's put it at 16th note. Nice. Just the volumes, I'm listening now to the velocities. I think like the 1 and the 3, the 2 should be softer, and the 3 here should be louder. Like that's too loud. I want like louder. I want like that to go loud, soft, 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 loud, soft, soft, soft. So I'm trying to do that with the velocity. Like there, up, down, down. So I think I'm going to put them all under 100, and then the 1s and the 3s should be over 100. The 3, let's put it up, and that should come down. You see that? That's sounding good. I'm not going to touch anything else there. You know, I'm hearing a melody like in my head now, another melody like, let me just try something. Okay, but I don't want to use that sound, so let's try something else. Let's try something a little bit more like a bell maybe, or like a synth. Let's load an instrument in here. We'll go, let's go to massive again. So let's type in, I said I was thinking of a bell type of sound. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Let's try that. Even better. that's the loop. Let's hear that. Oh, it's not quantized. Let's quantize it. So we go to region, quantize, 16th note. We've got. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, that's a good start. Awesome. So in that lesson, I've just kind of skimmed over a whole bunch of concepts, things like velocity and quantize. I've shown you virtual instruments, what they look like. I've also shown you the DAW, the digital audio workstation, which is like the mothership of making music. If you found that interesting, I actually have created a course where I teach programming. I've actually separated it out of the advanced music production course. A lot of guys have been asking for this, so I've decided to make it available today to you guys. And for the next 4 days, as you go through the music making crash course, you're going to have access to my full Make Music course at a 50% discount. So only for you guys that are on this list, that are on my email list, only you guys are going to have it. And then after a few days, we're going to go back to the normal price. So if you're interested, click the link that's at the bottom of this video to get more information. Going on from there, we've learned about velocity and all these things, quantize, and we've composed a little bit, but now it's time in the next lesson, which you're going to get tomorrow. We are going to learn all about drums. We're going to program percussion, and I'm going to show you some more virtual instruments. And this is going to get a lot more interesting as we move down the process of composing a song from scratch. So thanks guys for watching this video. If there's any area where you're struggling in making music, maybe it's an area you're weak in, maybe you want to ask me a question, please just drop me a line at the bottom of this video, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you guys thought of this video. I'd love to know if there's an area that I can help you. Just write it down underneath this video. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow when I'm going to send you video number 2 and continue the process of me composing a song from scratch.
This is love, love.